There's lots of crap that uses to be a rock star, and this is one of the good ones.
So guys, tell me how you first got interested on this cause of Tibetan Freedom Concert.
We don't get involved in political causes, but we don't feel this is overly political. It's a global issue that's more about information and making people aware of what's going on, I think, to us.
Do you feel that music is a much more powerful medium of communication to get out message, to make people more conscious of social or political issues?
I think very few other people in other professions get a chance to make any kind of difference or make any kind of public statement. I think people like us are often derided for taking this opportunity.
Yeah.
But what I say to that is we're in a rock band and it's supposed to be about like speaking out and like wouldn't life be boring if people in groups didn't say, you know, what they thought and like have passions and convictions and stuff? Otherwise it'd be really dull. We might as well just be a bunch of, I don't know, politicians with guitars.
It was Peter Buck and Ed from Radiohead late one night, very late one night, several months ago, decided that it'd be really fun if we swapped singers. And then we all went and saw the Ice Storm, and it seemed like a very good idea. So, how did it feel to be up there with Tom York? He's amazing. He's a genius. Nobody can hit notes like that and hold them except for him. It's superhuman.
Musicians, by and large, if they achieve any sort of success at all, they're very lucky people. They get to make a living doing what they really enjoy. And I think it's incumbent on people who have that good fortune to pass that along to other people. And if you're given the opportunity to rally support for what's obviously a very strong cause, the freedom of Tibet, then you have to take that opportunity.
Don't make a move till I say action.
To be more than just a message of freedom for Tibet. What's the underlying message that you're trying to send to the population?
Well, I suppose it helps if they know that some people in the rest of the world are concerned, you know, otherwise they might think that everybody's horrible, oppressive people, which isn't, you know, most people in the world are okay. It's more the people who organise the thing who are responsible, and then they're like, you know, it's not like we are particularly fantastically deep into politics and stuff, do you know what I mean? But if you can go and put your name to it, it's the people who thought it up who were the clever ones, really. We're just dumb, we just turn up and kind of hit things, you know.
So I'll be gone till November. Let me shall my bell. Yo, I'll be gone till November. Standing on the block where the squad gang selling rocks.
What up, MusiquePlus, the whole Canadian massive. I'm coming back out there on Smoking Groove, yeah.
All right. So I want to ask you, how aware do you think the audience is of the actual cause of Tibetan Freedom Concert?
They, you know, I mean, in reality, they come to see the concert. You know, they come to see the acts, but it definitely brings awareness to everything going on.
How did you get involved in this project? How did you get approached?
I mean, we got approached by the Beastie Boys, you know what I mean? And then we made it happen, definitely.
And how do you feel about Adam's dedication to this cause?
I could relate to it. It's like me in Haiti, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to do my thing for Haiti. We're going to make it happen.
So tell us quickly if you have a message to send out to your fans in Montreal who couldn't come to the show.
Yo, big up to all my clique in Montreal. You know the flavor. Universal peace.
What do you know exactly of the situation in Tibet?
It's not good. I can't really tell you the latest time I thought of Tibet. Just to be totally honest.
I know that it's an unfair situation.
Chinese invaded and killed 1 million Tibetans and destroyed 400 monasteries.
Over 6,000 monasteries have been burned down. Over 1 million Tibetans killed. Ethnic cleansing is absolutely intolerable in this state, and for some reason we let it go on.
you know, how do you think you can change the world by playing music? Or, you know, you celebrities always think that you have so much power simply by talking about issues, meanwhile you're sitting at home doing nothing. And I feel like that's an incredibly cynical view, and it doesn't account for the fact that media is what controls our society today. I mean, look at this here. We have all these people we're broadcasting around the world. If this doesn't have an influence on our culture, I don't know what will.
How do you guys feel about the Beastie Boys and especially Adam's dedication to this particular cause?
When you see an individual that's willing to sort of, you know, stand up for himself and for what he believes in, you know, you have to love him for it, you know? Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to is, you know, loving your fellow human being.
Well, I do not sing, but I'll make a death song. You can love your whole life, and I hope to live long. On the God show, we won't get gone, because we're the Beastie Boys.
The Beastie Boys went from fight for your right to party to fight for a free Tibet. How has the band's consciousness evolved to get to this point today?
Well, it's definitely a gradual thing. Like, if you looked at it as like two different points in time, aside from it just being a long span of time, like over 10 years or whatever, it's that, you know, that can seem pretty far, but it's really been much more a gradual thing. I mean, there's been many points in between, and I think like now, you know, it's like all along the way, like what we were doing in Licensed Ill is definitely having a good time. I don't think we definitely weren't out to like hurt anybody or cause any harm or anything, just enjoying ourselves.
Of course.
And then kind of like as things have like progressed over time, and say with what's going on here today, that also then influences our music or works its way in as well. So it's just like what you said, really an evolution, I guess.
For those about to rock, we salute you. The dirty thoughts are dirty minds that we contribute to. Well, once was lost, but now I'm found. The music box is over and you won't with the sound. And well,
in Bill Clinton's speech the other day, I think Bill is trying to give us the impression that this is a black and white situation. That if we bring up the idea of negotiations between the Chinese and the Tibetan government, if he brings that up, that's immediately going to somehow cut off all relations with China. And that's just not true. That's something that Bill Clinton would like us to believe so that he can freely go in there and ask and open up trade without any regard for human rights. And perhaps he's trying to make up for all the campaign contributions that he's received from the Chinese government and from all the U.S. corporations.
Only 24 hours in a day. Only 12 knows all American play. Music for all, and not just one people. And now we're gonna bust with the punches from Seco.
What we really need to press on Bill Clinton at this demonstration on Monday is that he needs to go in there and ask for negotiations between the Tibetan government and the Chinese government, and that if he comes back having achieved anything less than that, then his visit has been a failure, has not been a success.